Access granted.
Wagwan, Wagwan. Hey, shout out to my man Destro. It's your boy Big Truck, conversation and reviews. You already know how we get down. Well. It's something when the rabbit is holding the gun. Things are shifting. Large number of modern women want to act right now. You don't quite understand where I'm coming from, huh? Once was a 304. Now you want to be housewife. Now you want to go 50-50. Without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. Let's get this work.
Here we go.
And something that will continue to happen over the next year is you are going to see your favorite female influencers go further right. Not all of them, but a lot of them are going to go further right. We see this already happening. We see this with the trad wife views. We see this with the baddies rebranding as Christians. All of this is in the interest of their self-preservation at your cost. They're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to secure themselves and have safety and protection under a man or views that they know align with most men. It's unfortunate, and clearly they don't give a shit about you, their audience, their well-being. They're just in it for themselves. Look at these tunnels and be careful.
Guns and butter, baby. You little dumb motherfuckers.
Protestants before them, we now witness two rival factions forming in response to the growing man shortage crisis and the passport bro migration. On one side, we'll see the devout disciples of I don't need a man culture suddenly experiencing a miraculous change of heart. Witness them change allegiances, some even claiming a newfound love for Christianity. Their goal, well, to appear as a freshly rehabilitated 304.
Let's shake this up a little bit for 2025. A woman with good sense. A good woman with good sense. They're happy. They're enjoying life. They're in a relationship. They're doing things. Now you have modern feminist women saying, wait a minute, I want to change now. But do you really want to change? Because you're not going to just say it, you're going to do the work. I hear a lot of talking, but the words don't mean shit if you can't back it up with action. Let's get it.
Let's be honest, can this even be done?
Seen this with Instagram influencers, other OnlyFans models. I've seen this with so many people where they'll do the most for attention, the most for clout, the most craziest, cringeworthy stuff. You do need prayer after that. You're right, you do. But then conveniently after then got your little followers, you then got your little check, now all of a sudden you a born again Christian or you transformed into Christian.
On the other side, we have the Destiny's Child cater to you strategy. These women will embrace their inner Beyonce, serenading the nearest eligible bachelor with promises of devotion.
Dear new nigga, just let me tell you what else you.
First off, I'm going to tell you where you messed up at, calling a man a nigga. That's not how you address a man. But see, men have been growing, men have been having conversations. Men have been having meetings with each other. And in these meetings, men have been discussing all things. What do you mean all things? Getting down to the root of it all. And what we're seeing is a large number of modern women crying out. All that stuff you talking on social media, on these platforms, that Billy Bob big boy shit, it don't mean nothing no more now. Like I've always said, you ain't about that life. Half of y'all don't know what to do with the man of good value. If he walked up to you, sat in front of your face, and sip some mushroom coffee, and eat a piece of Danish, then asked you, would you like to have some coffee? A large number of y'all wouldn't know what to do. But the Pookie and Ray Rays, y'all know what to do with them because that is what you're familiar with. Let's get it.
You don't get when you dealing with me. You don't get your haircut paid for. You don't get dinner paid for, baby. You gonna get it all, okay? Because I treat mine right. One thing about me, if you accepted flowers, I will buy you some and give you some just because, baby. I'm a just because girl, okay? Let me treat you how you're supposed to be treated, my love.
I tell like a TIE is I hate bullshit.
Yes, I must admit, such talk is quite intriguing and makes the third leg of Lord Destro tingle. But I promise you, it's all a facade. Let us not forget, the modern woman is a concentrated mix of Medusa and Caligula, a slave to vanity and addicted to hedonism. Think about that for a second. Such a persona cannot change overnight or because of a TikTok trend or a new administration. We would be quite foolish to step our Cobra issue Nikes in this sticky trap. That's blasphemy.
What I've always said is look at facial micros, look at body language. You have to look into things instead of looking at things. When you begin to sit back and you listen, I hear you talking, but what your actions gonna show me?
For these women will begin to float questions about are men the real prize? The so-called pick-me voice will be louder than ever. However, we will not know if they are the voices of John or Judas. These women will fight to once again earn the privilege of our gaze.
Women, would y'all agree that men hold the key to relationships and marriages?
Then we have the far left of these women, the deranged bitter sister who has come to terms with her fate as a single cat woman, possible single mother. She understands that she is not fit to be picked by any man with common sense or means. She can only be matched with the hood dude that still sells nickel bags of weed in 2025. She only deserves the pissy mattresses of the trap house motel.
And that's what I've been saying. A large number of women will choose the Pookie and Ray Rays and overlook the good man.
And here we go.
I truly think we just operating out of pride and ego at this point. I really think that we just got to tell ourselves whatever to make ourselves feel better. Like I was just on Threads and I just seen a tweet of this girl saying something about cooking and cleaning for a man makes me feel like a slave. One, what is y'all's obsession of wanting to be a slave so bad? Y'all stay comparing yourselves to being a slave.
What's going on with you? What did they do to you? What did they do to your brain to make you think that cooking in the kitchen and serving your man is being a slave? Wasn't you doing all of that when you were single? You have some women that would kill to be in your shoes, to have a good man that they can cook for and serve. This is the reason why a large number of men are going their own way. If you let a person talk long enough, they're going to tell on themselves. And a large number of women have told on themselves time and time and time again. And men are saying, you know what? I'm going to fall back and I'm going to go somewhere else where I'm appreciated and accepted. And that's what a large number of Black men have done. And we see it.
Nobody has lived through being a slave. And y'all keep comparing yourselves to being a slave. Like, that is just weird. But two, don't you have to cook and clean for yourself? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Like, I cook, right? Like, I like to cook. But, like, what about fixing a extra plate makes you feel like a slave?
You fucking with a man here, baby.
I get what she's saying, and kudos to this sister here because she gets it. She understands the assignment. A large number of women will go on social media, talk all that Billy Bob Big Boy shit.
But for this process to continue, men will have to show some discipline, and ignore these types of wildebeests. If we choose to go on dates, there have to be strict guidelines we go by. agreed upon by the sovereign patriarch. For example,
Who pays on the first date?
I prefer to not pay on the first day. I prefer to split. Typically articulate that to them. I'll tell them, hey, I don't want this to come off as my interest in you at all. It's a gesture. And there's a lot of different, I think, other gestures that you can
What does it mean to you, that gesture of splitting?
To me, it's a expectation. Try to go into any relationship with as few expectations as possible.
You fucking with a man here, baby.
Now that actually makes sense. When two people are initially meeting each other for that very first time, yeah, you should split things. There's no expectations, there's no nothing. But see, if a person is really into you, it doesn't matter. I've been in situations where I paid the bill. I've been in situations where she has paid the bill. I've been in situations where we both split the bill. Know who to take out on a date and know who not to take out on a date. Some individuals are not worth the juice to squeeze.
This societal norm of men paying on the first date, for me, it's an expectation. So it's not like an actual gift date where it's an actual gesture of like, hey, I'm interested in you, as opposed to this is what I need to do as a societal norm in order to access you as a human.
So on the second date, do you just offer to pay?
On the second date, I'll say, hey, I'd like to take you out to this place, where my language might be a little bit different on the first date. It might be like, I'm going to this place. I would love it if you join. I don't typically ask. I typically just make invitations and then kind of state my kind of what I would love for to happen, rather than saying, hey, do you want to go to this place? But on the second date, I would do that. I would be more intentional about the language I use and say, hey, I'd love to take you out on a date. That's like
Crumbs and butter, baby.
But a large number of women have lost sight of that. And you wonder why men don't ask you out on dates anymore. You wonder why there's a shortage of men at the nightclub. You notice why a shortage of men that are not dating or have turned away from Black women and started going elsewhere to a woman of other race. We're seeing this clear as day. I think he has something else to say, and then we're done.
an investment. You know?
Don't you think the woman wants to feel you're investing in her if she's going to go on a second date?
Do you think that the man wants to feel that?
That he's investing in the relationship?
That she's investing in the relationship. Shouldn't it
But
be?
maybe a woman views it differently.
Well, that's the rub, right? It's like, why can't men feel?
The truth don't need motivation.
Until then, it's going to continuously be a division and continuously be a fight that a large number of modern women are losing tremendously, badly, and it's showing. More and more, it's showing. Y'all asses is losing. You're done. Try walking a day in a man's shoes, and maybe that'll help you out. Try being understanding. Okay? Leave your pride and your ego at the door. Be presentable. And last but not least, be appreciative. Say thank you. Smile. I'm gone.
Victory lap.